Why can't we just burn a couple $1 billion every year to combat inflation? Whose money are we going to burn? Are you suggesting we just mint new money to burn? That would have no effect. Are you suggesting we tax people to burn it? No one would support that waste. The Fed can burn money, take it out of circulation the same way they can print it adding to circulation. Who is going to be willing to give you their money to burn? Also, inflation is desired. Too high of inflation is not. Well, you wouldn't have to physically burn any since the overwhelming majority of money in circulation is digital, but your suggestion isn't as dumb as it sounds. What you are essentially referring to is restrictive or tight monetary policy, and it's often employed by central banks to slow the money supply and decelerate the economy through raising bank rate. Higher taxes do have an anti-inflation effect. These are obviously not a popular idea when inflation is already a complaint. Overall, low inflation is desirable and normal. We do burn billions of dollars a year. One of the functions of the Federal Reserve is to gather and dispose of old currency. The point is the size of the monetary base, and the means by which money is taken out of circulation. Or, we could raise taxes. For those who didn't pay attention in Economics 101, taxes can act as a counterbalance to inflation. So if you have decades of cheap money like decades of basically zero interest money from the FED paired with decades of historically low taxes that have been cut into oblivion, you get the perfect recipe for inflation. Funny how nobody ever talks about that. Well, the government could just stop it entirely. We could eliminate money entirely, but that wouldn't bode well for anyone. You got a few $100 billion to pitch into the bonfire? Don't burn it, give to the poorest. They immediately spend it, stimulating the economy and creating jobs. How about we don't print $100 billion, buy military assets just to give it away? Well, you are basically saying decrease money supply from the market. That's what increases an interest rate, Fed funds rate, to be more accurate, does. That is, effectively, the point of quantitative tightening. Deflation, or the dollar losing value, is actually a really bad thing and has happened before. Last time it did, it caused a little event you may be familiar with called the Great Depression. There's two reasons it's bad. One, the incentive to buy things goes away if everything is going to be functionally cheaper the next day, so the economy grinds to a halt. Two, any debt anyone has essentially increases, and the value of the dollar going down makes it harder to pay off. Inflation kinda just naturally happens in a capitalist system, and as long as it doesn't go out of control and wages rise with it, there's not really a huge problem with it. You need inflation rates of over 100 before it really messes with things. However, they've kind of done what you're thinking in situations where it's gotten really out of control by actually discontinuing the currency and either issuing a new one or just adopting a more stable currency from a foreign nation. The money hole? https://youtu.bjnx-d4kkpoq question C equals nka0nnjrvqjku3n. How will the rich get richer? Dummy, we already do. It's called taxes. There are ways for the government to decrease the money supply without burning it, but it comes with its own problems. They can sell treasury debt. Fisk takes in money from the supply, but not use that money. They will owe interest on it and owe it back at a later time. The rich don't want to, and the poor can't afford to.